Namaste and welcome to Magic Vibrations Healing School. Today we'd like to introduce you about EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. EFT is based on a tapping technique. It's something using the fingers of your hand to tap different parts of the body after setting up an intention. We use EFT to calm down the intensity of emotions or feelings or things that are happening in your consciousness. It can be used for emotions like fear, anger, stress. It can be used for pain. It can be used for anything that your mind can conceive. It can be physical, emotional, mental. Even at some level it can be acting on your spiritual body. So what happens is that when we do have a trauma, the energy in our body stops flowing really well. For example, I remember my first breakup, romantic relationship breakup, and in this moment I was so shocked that the energy stopped flowing properly and harmoniously in my body, although it was 30 years ago. So every time that somehow I have to go through a relationship and there is a moment where there is a potential breakup, my memory of my cells will be triggered and it will come back. And again, the energy in my body will remember that in case of breakup, we stop flowing. And suddenly, although maybe nothing is really happening, just words or my mind telling me stories, I can be completely triggered and the energy will get stuck and I will experience either fear or anger or jealousy or whatever, guilt, shame, whatever negative emotions that suddenly, because the energy is not flowing, will get stuck and get more intense and more intense. And on a scale of energy, it will just increase and increase until it becomes really uncomfortable. EFT can bring this energy down by re-establishing a good flow of energy in your meridians, in your energetic body, while still connecting mentally to a trauma. So how do we use it? We use it by first setting up our intention. I will give a first example, for example, for physical pain. But you could replace physical pain by anger, fear of the dark, fear of trusting. You could replace it by any kind of discomfort you experience, like stress, like to be shy, not to dare, and so on. But I will give the words in the example about physical pain. Let's say I do have a headache, a migraine, and I would like to practice EFT on it. The first thing that I do is I set up the intention. In EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, to avoid a short circuit from somehow your mind, we do set up the intention in this way. We use the word although. Although means even if, but we say although in English. Although I do have a headache, although I do have pain somewhere, although I'm stressed about this, although I am really upset after this person, I still do love and accept myself. And you repeat it 3 times. Although I do have a migraine now, I still do love and accept myself deeply. Although I have a migraine now, I still do love and accept myself deeply. Although I do have a migraine now, I still do love and accept myself deeply. While repeating this 3 times, it's good to massage this point. I call it the karate point. It's exactly in the half distance between the bottom of your pinky and the wrist line. So it's here in the middle, like the point you would use to break a brick if you would do karate and try to be like Bruce Lee, which I don't really recommend, by the way. So you massage it, you repeat 3 times. Although this, I do love and accept myself deeply. Although I have this problem, I do love and accept myself deeply. Although I do have this problem, I still do love and accept myself deeply. Then that's over. The intention is set up. Then you want to do the tapping. The tapping, you use 2 fingers because with 2 fingers you have more possibilities to reach the exact point you want to tap. You have 2 times more possibilities than with 1 finger. The first is on the top of the head, the exact center of the top of the head, the highest point on your skull. You tap it. So when you tap, gentle tapping. Yeah, not like this, gentle. You want to tap, you can count if you want. It's a minimum of 7 times. You don't need to count. You need to breathe through the point. And you remember I'm tapping about my migraine or whatever problem you have. You tap and then you go in between the eyebrows. Exactly in between the eyebrows. And you tap a certain amount of time. Then you go at the outer point outside the eyebrows. Just where the eyebrow finishes on the side. It can be right or left side, it doesn't matter. Then inside the eye. So it's in the corner of the eye, inside, you tap. Don't have to count. Then you go just below your eye. You have a bone. You can touch it. So it's on the top of the bone, in the middle of your eye. So you tap this bone. And you breathe. Remember to breathe deeply. Then we tap on the upper lip in the middle, just below your nose. And the other point, the lower lip in the middle. And you breathe. Then you tap the sternum. Then you tap a point which is a spleen point. So it's, if my nipple is here, it's on my breast line, and I go down a little bit on the left. I will feel between the ribs a sensitive point. So I can just tap with my whole 4 fingers below my breast, a little bit on the outside. So it would be here. And my thumbs are showing you my nipple. I tap, I breathe, then I go about 20 centimeters below the armpit. When you stretch your little pinky and your thumb, you're about 20 centimeters. So you do like this, a measurement, and on the side you tap on the side of your body. It can be left or right, it doesn't matter. Then I tap again the karate point. And I breathe. After doing this routine from the top of the head to the karate point, I breathe 3 times deeply. And then I check again my migraine. So in EFT, what they recommend, they do recommend that first you will evaluate your pain or your discomfort or your stress or your anger on a scale between 0 and 10, 10 being the maximum. For example, my pain, my migraine was 7 on 10. After doing 1 cycle and breathing 3 times, I tune again with it and I evaluate, expecting a change. And I evaluate and I see that it's actually less strong than before. Let's say now it's 5 on 10. I do another round and I evaluate again. I do another round and I evaluate again until it's 0 or something suitable for you. Like, let's say the pain is almost gone and it's enough for you. So you will bring down the intensity of the blockage, basically, related to a memory, to a situation, to a trigger for your emotional body or your mental body or even your physical body. So if it's pain, the pain will just decrease until I don't feel my migraine anymore. Then I can stop. If you work on patterns like addictions, obviously you may want to repeat it a few times. Somebody quitting smoking will want to do it a few times a day, even preventively. Something like, although I have a craving for this cigarette, I do and accept and love myself deeply. Or something like this. So I will repeat the movement. Top of the head, minimum 7 times, gently tapping. Between the eyebrows, external point of the eyebrows, in the corner of the eye, below the eye on the bone, upper lip, middle, lower lip, middle, sternum, collarbone, below the breast, spleen point, below the armpit 20 centimeters, karate point. Any end, the same. 3 big breaths. And you see the energy, the pain, the discomfort is calming down. And you repeat it, and you repeat it, and you repeat it, and you repeat it until you feel that you can handle it, or that it's completely over as you want. Thank you for listening this short class from Magic Vibrations Healing School. Please visit us on our website www.magicvibrationshealing.com. Ha ho!